Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, I'm not going to make the joke, is a game I've been waiting for over a decade, and it's bloody hard. No, this isn't the Dark Souls of platformers. This is the Crash Bandicoot of platformers. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time is without a doubt the hardest in the series, but I think it's fair to say it's also the best. Toys for Bob takes everything you know about Crash platforming and improves on its design, but it also makes things a heck of a lot harder. I want to list what I believe are the 10 hardest levels in Crash Bandicoot 4, but I'm not including the difficulty of the time relics as a basis for this list. That'll be its own video later down the line. Full spoilers for where the locations of some crates and hidden gems are, you have been warned. I think it's also important to state if you're watching this thinking, oh, this level was easy, or I found this item immediately. You are the exception. Even for veteran Crash fans, this game is super hard, but so damn fun. So let's not delay, let's talk about the 10 hardest levels in Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Dragon On. Wow, what a level. What I find really interesting about Crash Bandicoot 1 is it loves to create some really interesting vertical levels, and then Crash 2 and Warped just sort of gets rid of that, with notable exceptions like the swimming stages, but even then they're just a couple of sections. Dragon On is a vertical level at heart, and an incredibly fun one at that. It offers a lot of challenge with your new spinning ability, and teaches you the value of moving fast whilst also not rushing, if that makes sense. It's all about keeping your cool and staying in control. The level is tough, but it's not that bad compared to the rest of the levels in the game, so why is it on the list? The very end of the level has a scribble on a pillar. This implies that to get a special gem, you need to complete the level without breaking any crates. Sound familiar? Crash Bandicoot 2 has the exact same gem, but within its first level. Both are blue too. This, however, is in the third world, and a much larger challenge. So much so that people have been really struggling with this, and I don't blame them. What I love most about this is the level is so well designed that you don't really notice something is different with the crate placement. It's all designed to be totally avoidable, but whilst playing through, it's not apparent. It's just another reason to love Toys for Bob. Bears Repeating is such a great level, and for the most part, not that challenging. If you've collected the yellow gem, you can take the yellow gem path, which is a genius homage to the high road from Crash 1. I absolutely adore this. They know that it became infamous from Insane Trilogy, so why not make this homage, right? But to be fair, that's not actually that hard. What is hard, however, is the polar section. If you were playing this just to finish the level, this is no problem at all. In fact, I think it's one of the easier levels personally. But the precision needed to collect all the crates as polar makes this one of the most challenging gems in the game. If you somehow made it through this without any difficulty, I wish I had your gifts. I died over 60 times trying to get these crates. I trusted you, Polar. Though at this point, he's probably missing them on purpose with how many times I've killed him. You know, it's fair. I guess it was only a matter of time. I don't want to showcase too many flashback tapes, but the flashback tape Engines, Ingenious and Bouncers is definitely one that took me a long time. The first thing to know about the flashback tapes is they're incredibly well designed and showcase many creative ideas out of just using crates, which is remarkable when you think about it. The second thing to know is some of them will make you cry. Each stage is a different type of puzzle, and this one is to work out the pattern to destroy all the crates without leaving yourself stranded. You also have the task of landing on these bounce crates enough to turn them into nitros. What follows is a lot of weaving through nitros and making precise jumps, hoping you've made the right call. And when you've made the wrong call, having enough willpower not to throw your controller at the TV. That is the hardest part. Screw it, let's have another flashback tape. This one is Resilience Evaluation, the second to last flashback tape. Oh my god, to say that this is brilliant is an understatement, but it's certainly not easy. The first half is similar to the last, where you have to work out the exact pattern to break all the crates. It'll take probably a while, but once you get it, you'll feel good. But then the second half. Wow, I'm just in admiration. You have to slide underneath hopping nitros. This is genius. Oh, it's super hard, and you'll conclude with racing nitros and weaving around a nitro, which I always find really tricky, but the satisfaction you get from beating this is just astonishing. I'm guessing that's what Toys for Bob were going for. Hair-ripping but fair difficulty, and then feeling orgasmic when you win. Yes, orgasmic, that's apparently the word I've chosen. For number 6, I'm going to combine two levels, since they're two sides of the same coin. Out to Launch and Shipping Era is challenging in many ways. It's your first adventure with the gravity switching mask, Ika Ika, and it throws you into the deep end with some truly challenging enemies and hazard placements. If you don't get used to it quick, that's going to be a problem. The final Gauntlet as Crash on both levels is so tough. There's so many enemies attacking you at all times, and reacting successfully when you don't, or even when you do know what's coming, can be really hard. I also personally found working out where to go on the grind rails really difficult due to a depth perception issue. That's probably just me though. Then we get to Cortex. Oh wow, okay, first off, this hidden gem. I didn't find this for hours. It's not even that well hidden, but it just absolutely stumped me. Secondly, the 2D Ascension as Cortex. What the? Look at these putrid fiends killing me. I hate them so much. They have the accuracy of an esports winner. I am just dreading the perfect relics. They're going to be hell. Oh, sorry, did I not mention them? Oh, well, it's about time. I did. So, there's a thing called an insanely perfect relic, which requires you to collect all the gems, so all crates, 80% Wumpa Fruit, and hidden gem, in one life. Outside of the Toys for Bob purple relic, which isn't required, this is the biggest challenge this game has in store for you. And it's slowly damaging my soul. Do you start to understand why the flashback tapes are lower on the list now? Yeah. Oh, and good luck with getting the Platinum Trophy. There's a trophy for getting all the perfect relics. And it's only silver? What the fuck? Crash Landed is an incredible level. Crash has landed on an alien planet, and as such, the world is filled to the brim with creative creatures for the cute background set pieces, but also enemies and even platforming segments. I just adore it. But wow, it is hard. Also, screw these crates on the blue gem path, I spent hours looking for them. So this doesn't pertain to the difficulty, but I want to show off the crate placement at the very beginning. Does it look familiar? Because it should. Snowgo from Crash 2 has the exact same crate placement. Both Snowgo and this serve as your tutorial for ice physics. I love this as a little Easter egg. Anyway, back to the level. It has two cute segments riding a Schnurgle. This thing is so gosh darn cute, but oh, it's essentially a Polar section. If you found Polar a problem before, this is that, but much more of it. I love this level a lot, despite finding it really challenging to do everything, but the Schnurgle section is really what elevates its difficulty for me. If you found this easy, please teach me your secrets. Run it, Bayou. Oh, wow. Okay, where do I begin? This level is amazing, but it is vile at the same time. Let's start with the 6 crates you definitely missed your first time playing through this. Do you like these stairs? I love these stairs! There are 6 crates crammed into them. You can't see them, but they're there. Then we have the yellow gem. If you weren't observant enough or weren't curious enough to try jumping on the boxes over there, you'll miss that. Also, getting there is tough. It's very reminiscent of Air Crash from Crash Bandicoot 2. I like that section a lot in the original game, but this is a much harder version, and I do actually really like it, but... Then we have a jetboard section, a callback from Crash Bandicoot 2 as well. This is tough because you're on a fairly strict time limit to hit all these crates, with many hazards along the way. Though, to be fair, it's more intimidating than actually super hard. But then you finish the jetboard and have to cross the crate bridge of death! Everything in this level is just out to get you. But after all that, you know what? It's lovely. There's some really great platforming sections before the second jetboard segment. But wait! Don't go on it just yet. You nearly missed the hidden gem. Oh, did you not see it? Oh, I don't blame you. First off, hit the exclamation mark box, very craftily hidden behind this barrel. then panicked for about 10 minutes as you can't find what it did. I tried going to the end of the level, tried going back to the first jetboard section, which is really hard by the way, but no, you just move the camera to see a metal crate behind a tree. This is deliciously evil. You can season a banquet from the salt you've absorbed from my soul. Honestly, the rest of the level isn't that bad. It's a really solid platforming level and it's so fun, but these things are, wow, they broke me. But to end this entry on a different note, as you've noticed in this game, all of the callbacks have been from Crash 1 or 2, which I think is really interesting. Crash Warped certainly has some interesting ideas, but 1 and 2, yes, even 1, just look at the ideas of not dying, or the verticality, or the world map. 1 and 2, it just flourished in their design mentality. Even their cryptic stuff was interesting in how it was approached. Toys for Bob have clearly been inspired by what the first two accomplished, and whilst I truly love Warped, I personally thought it was the weakest by trying to have too many gimmicks. When Crash is allowed to be Crash, it's incredible, but that's only for 15 out of the 31 levels in Warped. Crash 1 has aged due to the controls being more basic, but the level design is top notch with what it has. It's a fascinating thing to look at, and I think it would be a really interesting video to make at some point. What do you think? The final flashback tape, the Gauntlet. If you're bad at weaving around nitro crates vertically, this is going to be a tough one. It also has a lot to do with timing the fire crates. I think the fire crates are really cool additions and certainly adds a nice challenge, but it does make the timing very, very challenging. Honestly, I don't have too much to say here, it's just simply the hardest flashback tape. I love it, and it's super difficult. That's all I got. Cortex Castle and Seeing Double. You know why this is here. I've seen a lot of comments saying that they've died over 200 times, and I totally get it. But honestly, Cortex Castle is my favourite level in the game. It takes everything I love about platforming and makes it a unique challenge. But the final Gauntlet, changing from mask to mask, it's confusing, but it is absolutely incredible. It is without a doubt one of my favourite platforming segments in any game, and I love the challenge. That said, beating it without dying for the flashback tape or the relics is a monster of a challenge. As for Seeing Double, honestly I didn't find this too challenging, but they are the same level at heart, and many have also found this challenging, and I fully understand why. The only thing this level is missing is a Slippery Climb or Stormy Ascent reference. Toys for Bob, I don't know if you plan on making any form of DLC, but if so, please make a harder Stormy Ascent. Stormy Ascent with sliding and double jumping would be easy. Show us what you can do with this gameplay and your design skills. Test us to the best of our abilities in the most epic way, I dare you. Toxic Tunnels. I have 3 words for you. Insanely perfect relic. I have 3 more words for you. Coloured Gem Path. Having a Gem Path Gauntlet in one of the final levels is nothing new for the franchise, and I'm so glad that this game has one. But this one has something slightly different that makes it stand out from the others. Okay, it has a couple of things. Number 1, it's much longer. Number 2, it's much harder. Number 3, I'm trying not to make a sexual reference, damn it! And finally, you have to collect crates. Meaning, if you want the insanely perfect relic, you need to complete this 5-minute onslaught without dying. And then you have to do the rest of this really hard level. So, good luck! This level is just a gauntlet of a ton of really great platforming challenges, but doing it all in one go is such a big ask. And whilst it doesn't matter if you die in the bonus zone, wow, I found this one really hard. This one took me well over 15 minutes the first time. Admittedly, it was before I had tried the flashback tapes, which teaches you how to deal with a lot of this stuff, but it's still really challenging. Ultimately, I adore the challenge that Crash 4 provides, and I wouldn't change any of it. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is a true sequel to the original trilogy, and scales the difficulty alongside us as we've grown older. The levels are exceptional, creative, and I'm having a joy replaying them over and over. And this isn't even including the inverted versions, which make the level feel totally brand new, which is wonderful. Same goes for the time trial relics. They do make the level feel completely different because you're approaching it in a completely different way. I will probably do a video on talking about the hardest platinum relics because they're hard in this game. I don't think I'm going to be able to touch the purple Toys for Bob relics. They are just... they're in a different league, man. Toys for Bob, Beanox, and everyone else who has worked on this has spoiled us with this game, and I can't wait to see what the future for our favourite Bandicoot holds. Bring on Crash 5. Seriously, thank you so much everyone who worked on this game. It is... oh, I love it. I love it so much. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, share the video around. I also have a Twitch, a Twitter, and a Patreon if you would like to support me and the channel. And don't forget to click that notification bell to see what I upload next. I have a fairly varied set of content. Tell me, did you agree with my list? Is there something you'd put on the list instead? I feel like there's going to be a lot of levels that come up in the comments, and I totally understand why. Also, I'd love to know what your favourite level is. Again, I feel like every comment could be a different answer given how amazing all the levels are. But thank you so much for watching, it means a lot. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.